record button right now, so our phone call is being recorded.
Good.
If that's cool with you, why don't you go ahead and give me your name and title?
All right. Okay. So I'm Dr. Karl Stapelfeldt, and I'm at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is part of Caltech here in Pasadena. We're famous for things like the Mars rovers, but we're also the lead part of NASA for studying exoplanets, especially plans for the future. And so I'm the chief scientist for the Exoplanet Exploration Program, which is part of the NASA Astrophysics Division. So I look in on things that NASA is doing now and hopes to do in the future to understand more about planets around other stars.
Excellent, excellent. That's a really cool job.
Yeah. Especially today. Yeah, this is a great day for us.
I know it's so exciting. We saw this and we all started geeking out a little bit on the news. So let's go ahead and kind of jump into this. I just have a few questions for you, and it shouldn't take too long at all.
We also say I am an astronomer, a practicing astronomer, in case that.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I'll note that down too. And so yeah, just to get started, why don't you give me sort of a quick and dirty rundown of what Proxima B is?
Okay, well, I'll get to that very quickly. So
okay.
It's a really auspicious day here for astronomy and for space science, because we've now found the nearest planet to our own solar system that's outside of it, and it's around the nearest star that we know of to our solar system, Proxima Centauri, which is a kind of a midget star, better known to astronomers as a red dwarf, and it's very close by, only about 4 light years away. And we've known that planets are out there around lots of stars. We've had the NASA Kepler mission finding them by the thousands, but it's been looking far away. And today, a ground-based telescope, not NASA, our colleagues at the European Southern Observatory, using a telescope in Chile, they've been very patiently looking at this nearby star to the sun and have seen that that star is wobbling. It's wobbling because there is a planet around it, and from how fast the wobble happens, we can see that the planet is moving around the star in an 11-day-long orbit, 11 Earth days. And from the size of the wobble, how much the star is shaking back and forth, we can tell the planet is just a little bit over the mass of the Earth, approximately. So it's very likely to be a rocky planet, and the exciting thing is that it's in the right range of distance from the star for water to be a liquid on the surface of this planet. So we would call that a potentially habitable planet. It's not too close in where an ocean would evaporate. It's not too far out where an ocean would freeze. It's in the place where an ocean would just stay there liquid. Now, that's what we know. We know where it is and how massive it is, more or less, but we don't know anything else. There's lots more things we wish we knew about it, like does it actually have an atmosphere? Does it actually have oceans? And of course, does it have life? Right now, we don't have data that tells us the answers to those, but the fact that this planet has been found means we can now redouble our efforts to measure that system and that planet and hopefully get those answers. We know where to look now.
Awesome, awesome. And I would like for you to sort of explain when we have this very it's huge. It's like there's this planet that has the possibility of life for colonization that's relatively close to where we're at, but it's still, there's a lot of variabilities and factors that go into this, and it's like it almost seems improbable, but there's that small chance. And so do you think that there is a small chance that, for as far as space colonization goes, like is there any chance that we would be able to sort of use this as a stepping stone, as a milestone, you might say, for getting that movement started in the space program?
So if we were ever to do that, we have to know the destination first, and I think it really is up to astronomy, and the NASA astronomy program will play a big part, to find the nearest habitable planets to the sun. And right now we're interested in some basic scientific questions like how common is an environment like the Earth, how common is life But besides those scientific questions, there's those social and futuristic questions you alluded to about where we might be able to go someday if our rocket propulsion makes great advances. I think that the nearest term thing we want to do is just see if we can find out if there's water there, if there is an atmosphere there, and what it's made out of. Astronomers have figured out ways that we can't quite do yet, but the coming generation of telescopes will do. We figured out ways that we should be able to measure light from the planet, which has not happened today. We have only measured the star wobbling. But when we measure the light from the planet, we can then see if that light has a spectrum showing oxygen or water or carbon dioxide or other possible atmosphere gases. So to us, that's the next step to really firm up how hospitable this place is. But it's the fact that it is even allowed to be hospitable that's so exciting. We now know we have to look very hard at this planet in the coming years to answer those questions.
Awesome. I love that answer. And so I got one more thing for you. I just like to sort of get your your personal sort of feelings on how do you feel today is in this discovery that we've made. What does this mean in the grand timeline of science and space exploration?
Well, anytime you discover a new astronomical object, it's exciting. The closer to us it is, and the prospect that sometime in the future we might go there, it makes it quite exciting. It's the dream of science fiction writers and people in the popular media, movies and television, and philosophers to think about going to visit other worlds. And now here's a new world where we don't know what it's like yet. Our knowledge of this planet is probably like our knowledge of Mars in the year 1800. We knew it was there, we knew how it moved, but we didn't know what its environment was really like until we developed the means to study it closely. And so now we're going to do that, redouble our efforts, hopefully. Astronomers on the ground, like the ones who made the discovery today, and NASA as well. I think it's just a really exciting proof that in our neighborhood there could be, we don't know for sure, but there could be a planet like ours as close as 4 light years away. And if we're ever going to go someplace, we got to know where we're going, and that we're so lucky today that the nearest star has a possible place to go. We did not know that yesterday.
Awesome. That's perfect, Karl. Thank you so much. That's all the questions I have for you. Is there anything you'd want to add?
Okay, well, I hope I didn't give too long-winded an answer. You'll probably excerpt it in the right way. I just want to say that the astronomers are excited for their future projects. There are large telescopes being planned and even starting construction for the ground. And they were already looking towards the possibility of measuring planets like this. So now they're very excited today because they know they've got something to really focus on. And for NASA, our time scale is a little longer, but we have a concept for a future space telescope that would be able to actually get the light from this planet, which we don't have today, and make that spectrum measurement. Check back in 10 or 15 years when our current projects have gone to completion, and maybe we'll have that answer. Is there an atmosphere? Is it like ours?
Yeah, that's. I'm really looking forward to those questions being answered too, my man. Well, thanks again for giving me a couple minutes of your time today, and Houston's sending you some love. So thanks a lot, and keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, same to you folks out in Houston.
Take care.
Okay, bye, Dave.